inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the door closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. My love, I'm gone. I need to be strong. The darkness had tried to swallow me. Some days I fall, but I hear your call. I pray I don't hit the ground. Gravity. 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 Gravity.
They said, don't fall, don't forget all the things you've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Gone to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found, and you can't start again until you break down. Break down. Until you break down. They said, be meek. Look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. will surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. To start again. Won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall first to pick yourself up.
exciting matches. Our first match of the day is going to be Rival Esports versus Sage Esports. I am Lolo Ponder, as I'm typically known as Pond, and I will be casting today with James. He has been our spectator, and actually he's been the tournament coordinator. So James, I'm gonna kick it over to you real quick.
Thank you, Pond. Um, and also thank you to everyone for tuning in today. We'll be having two games. The 8 p.m. game right now, which is Sage Esports and uh, going against Rival. And then we have our 10 p.m. game, which is going to be Decoy Dreams against Sin Esports from Division B. A little bit of change there because from what we know, Never Diamonds is going to be dropping out and they will be soon replaced with another team. So, Pond, what do you think we'll be seeing today with the first match with Sage Esports and Rival?
Yeah, I think there's a few things we could see. We definitely could see another clubhouse game again. We've cast a lot of clubhouse games. We've gone to clubhouse a lot, and I think that clubhouse is one of those maps where you really do get a good impression of how the teams play. You can't just play 100% run and gun, but you also can't just play 100% strategy, because sometimes we had seen a few teams attempt to use the SSG hold, as we will say a lot if we do have a clubhouse game, and they're able to have that strategy, have those things opened up, but they don't have the gun skill, they don't have the overall gunner potential there, and a lot of those strategies end up not working out for them. So I think it's one of those maps that it's a very well complete map. Again, we don't know a whole lot about Rival or Sage Esports, and I'm a little bit upset. Never Diamonds is dropping out of the tournament. Because Never Diamonds actually is one of the few teams in the tournament that I actually know a little bit about before coming into it.
I think about now we should be moving on to our map bans for the first game. So, what map are you expecting to see today, Pond?
It really can be up in the air. I mean, yesterday I wasn't expecting to see Villa or Theme Park. And we saw both Villa and Theme Park. I didn't think Theme Park actually would have been played until later on to the tournament. And on Theme Park, we did get to see Air Esports play Bazinga, and Air Esports did win that match uh, fairly confidently. They won 7-1, and I have to give it up to Bazinga for that match. It was a very exciting match on Theme Park, but it was definitely a very one-sided match. And
That is true.
Bazinga sadly had one of their players They sadly had one of their players lose power. And our second match that was on Villa, that was an amazing match. I don't know. You were producing the whole time. I don't know if you have any comments on that match.
I actually really liked that match. It was very back and forth. We could see the teams actually um, going in between rounds. And while we're speaking, we see Theme Park being banned by Sage Esports here. So that is Theme Park gone. We won't be seeing Theme Park anymore today. Hopefully, we might see it in the second game today later. But yeah, about the game yesterday, there was a lot of competition between both teams. There was not, you couldn't see any team just clearly dominating. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, and
And
as
as
you're
we
as you're
speak, go on.
sorry, as we're speaking, we're going to see Coast off the board, and yeah, there was no one team dominating, and Consulate is going to be off the board. Consulate is the only map we have not seen yet. And yeah, there was no one team dominating. It really went back and forth. They were really splitting it up very evenly on offense and defense, which is not very common for a map like Villa. Currently, we do have Villa still up on the board, as well as Clubhouse, Oregon Cafe, um, well, Villa, Oregon Cafe, and Clubhouse. What is one of your more favorite maps there, James?
I think for me, I like Cafe. Cafe is a really good map, and also with the rework, it has changed how teams play on the map. And Cafe offers a lot of flexibility to teams. They can play inside, they can play a very strong roam game, and because there's 3 floors and it's really easy to move around for the roamers, that makes it so much more difficult for the attackers to make any kind of push. If you're playing on first floor in kitchen, you're still going to have to clear the third floor. But as we speak, we're not going to see Cafe Dostoevsky today as it's going to be banned by Rival. And right after that, we're going to see Oregon get banned by Sage Esports. So it's going to be down to Clubhouse or Villa today. Two very um, balanced map, I would say. And it would be interesting to see both teams play either map.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another Villa map being played. I know yesterday's match was on Villa was awesome, and as I say that, it looks like we are going to be going to Clubhouse. Yeah, we're going to see a little bit more Clubhouse being played. We've seen Clubhouse. This has been the most prominent map that we've had so far in the tournament. We've been able to see a lot of teams take it a lot of very different ways. We've had a lot of very commanding victories on the map, and we've also had a lot that have kind of gone back and forth. I think saying Freud and Team Heat is one of those that come to mind of one of those teams that had taken it back and forth. But then we've also had a team like Team Peaked that had taken this map fairly convincingly. Yeah, I'm excited to see Clubhouse. I know that you've produced for Clubhouse a lot. Are there any things that you're looking forward to, or any things you're looking for in terms of the match?
I think mostly what I'm looking for is just to have a more exciting match, just like the one we got on Villa yesterday, where teams show their best and go between the rounds back and forth. Hopefully, we'll see an overtime. That's really about it. And we'll see that Rival is going to be starting on the attack side with Sage defending. We
Yeah,
should
and
be moving on to the match soon, I believe.
yeah, and what are some of the things you're looking for? What are some of the keys that you think the attack needs to execute in order to win? And what are some of the things you think that the defense needs to do in order to try and prevent the attack?
I think from what I have seen personally over the last few matches on Clubhouse, um, the attack normally lacks a very strong drone game, which they I see a lot of times that the attack is sending the drones and they just get taken out early on before the prep phase is even over, which is a big mistake on a lot of these teams because you don't need to bring your drone in to get information. You can have your drone right outside the map and you can get a lot of information just from looking around the walls that are being reinforced. And having that drone is going to help your team make a much better push as you can have your entry frag go in and being drawn in by a support player and you can very efficiently clear out any roamers. And that is a very important thing on Clubhouse. The roamers, you must make sure you clear out the roamers before you start making a push on the site, no matter where the site is. And we do see a lot of teams actually bring Nomad, but if you don't clear out the roamers, you're going to have a hard time trying to gain map control and take over the site.
Absolutely, and I believe it was I'm trying to think of the team that was running. There was one team that ran almost an exclusively roamer heavy push, especially one of the bigger objectives to have roamers on is that basement objective. In Church and in Arsenal, having a roamer upstairs in CCTV to prevent the push from garage, having a roamer at the top of main stairs in order to prevent or to be able to rotate down and get anybody trying to get the moto hatch, anybody trying to get the blue hall hatch. There's a lot of different ways that the roamers can either utilize vertical play in order to get the players attempting to get the hatches or to be able to just delay the attack, because it's one of those maps that is Clubhouse is one of the biggest maps in the game. And so if you opt out of actually clearing out the roamers and you do have a strong roam game and they don't make their presence known, they can flank you at the end. They can have one of those rat strats. And as
you're speaking, yeah.
You can continue on, James.
Right, as you were speaking, the players should be all in the match, and we should be getting started right about now. We will be moving on to the operator bans. Any specific operators you're looking for that we won't be seeing today?
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to be seeing a Maverick Thatcher ban. That wouldn't surprise me a whole ton, or a Thatcher Capital. Some teams, some stronger teams might want to be able to take a Montang on this map. I'm not expecting to see a Montang ban on the board, because Montang is one of those harder operators to play. And as I speak, a Thatcher ban is coming out, and this will probably be quickly followed by a Maverick ban. Definitely not surprising. Those are two very standard bans we have here. Montang is one of those operators, though, I just want to point out, that is very good for attacking the CC cache defensive site. He's able to really gain some control, and as I say that, Montang will be off the board.
Right. We'll also see Montaigne get played a lot by Dirt when the defenders goes into the basement because of how much of a presence he can have there. You really can't take your eyes off Montaigne when he's playing by Dirt because you never know if anyone is behind him and they could very easily get the kill on the defenders.
Yeah, and we are going to see an Echo ban come out here, and I'm expecting for our last ban, possibly a Maestro, possibly a Kaid, seeing how Thatcher is going to be off the board. There definitely, we've definitely seen some very interesting bans come out here. Valkyrie wouldn't surprise me as a ban.
And we are going to see a Kaid ban. Right on with your predictions.
Yeah, other than the Montagne ban, man, I was just talking about how I wasn't gonna think that we were gonna see a Montaigne ban.
So we will be seeing a second floor CC and cash room defense. Pretty standard operated lineup here. Nothing out of the ordinary. You have your smoke, you have your bandit.
Yeah, and they're most likely going to be having that Wamai playing on catwalk, trying to peek the wall, because on this objective, it's very easy to get that CCTV wall open. A lot of teams will actually opt to not even waste utility in protecting the wall. As I say that, the bandit is going to switch off to the Mozzie, because a lot of teams are expecting that wall already to be open, so they really will gear their attack a lot more towards actually attacking or actually defending with the wall open. They'll typically play with a shield right outside the doorway in between cache and CC, and they'll typically blow open the wall onto catwalk and have, I'm assuming, the Wamai play behind a shield on catwalk and hold that very strong position.
Right.
10 seconds remaining. Deployed.
First thing is set up here.
5 seconds.
Not much out of the ordinary.
Attackers objective.
We're gonna see the castle, actually castle off the door between the bar. So I'm assuming that someone is going to be playing near there to most likely catch any attackers trying to push from the first floor.
Yeah, and it looks like they're setting up to go for a garage take right now. I'm curious to see if I believe Habana just opened up the angle on garage 1. I don't necessarily know what that wall is called. I know my team typically calls that garage 1. And that angle really does allow the attackers to get an angle on the players playing right outside the cache window, or right outside the CC window. The window that goes from CC to catwalk.
That is an important angle you have to open up, because that allows you to catch whoever's playing by Raptors and catwalk, rotating back the side very easily. And a bit of gunfight here. Kibana is gonna be able to get some damage onto the Jaeger, but not able to get any kill yet. And Jaeger will be able to run away with just about 5 HP left back to site. Probably not gonna leave site anymore now, just gonna stay there. Things are much safer there. We're gonna start seeing the Zofia, I believe, pressuring the Wamai playing by Raptors here.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to see a gunfight. I'm not quite sure who that is playing outside a garage,
Just
but
his head will not be able to connect the shots there.
and that is a very risky peek. That is why you do not want to wide peek that, especially with that wall open. That is a mistake on the Wamai right there. And as we say that,
Jacko. And that will be a first round for Rival, as they are able to get the frags. I believe it was the Jackal who got the 2 kills earlier.
yeah, I believe so as well. It was either that or it was IQ. Yeah, very, very interesting attack right there. Or more so, is more of an interesting defense. The defense really did start to fall apart as the attack was able to set up their push. They got the wall open they needed. For that objective, the attackers really want to try and open up. They want to try and open up CC wall. They want to open up the wall on garage. They want to open up the panel on garage 1. They want to clear the person out of catwalk, and then they want to have the rest of their team clear out the roamers. Because once you start to actually get all those angles open, now the attackers have nowhere to comfortably hide in sight. The defenders, sorry, have nowhere to comfortably.
Which is
defend in
why
sight.
the switch from Bandit onto Mozzie was an interesting one, because
protect
you're
your bombs from
basically
being used
leaving
by
your
attackers.
CC wall vulnerable, and that's a important wall you have to make sure you protect in order to make sure your players by Rafter and Catwalk can survive. And you need your players by Rafters because you don't want them to have the garage control.
Yeah, and for that objective especially, you really can opt out of you can opt out of banditing the cache wall because or the CC wall because nobody it's very easy to get that wall, especially with a Maverick. But it's an interesting decision to not bandit off the or to even put any breach denial on the garage wall, because what a lot of teams will do is they'll put some breach denial onto that garage 1 wall, so that the attackers need to put themselves in they either have to bring a twitch or they have to put themselves in a vulnerable position in order to get those charges, which they can easily be traded out by the player playing on catwalk.
So we're gonna see the Maverick droning into dirt before he starts opening up the rest of the wall here, making him a small, tiny, convenient hole that he can fall through, go into dirt. As no one is going to be playing in dirt right now, but you have the players who will be able to see if anyone is going to be in dirt. Mozzie there going to take a little bit of damage as he tries to go for a peek. Getting droned left and right, and he's going to be taken out. That's going to be the first kill coming from Sophia, played by Uniquely. Now they're going to have control of Bar. That's going to be the hatch opened by Hibana. I'm not sure. I believe it is the Moto hatch. Sledge going to start making some holes in the floor for some vertical plays. That post down there with the C4. With the C4, as I mentioned, we'll be able to get the kill onto the sledge, and we can see that the hatch on kitchen is actually not reinforced.
Bomb located by attackers.
But now that your sledge is dead, you can, I suppose you can just use your Sophia
Drop the bomb.
on that hatch. A kill from Jaeger onto Cotton.
Oh, that is going to. Ooh.
Another kill
Yeah, it's
from
going to.
Jaeger.
It is all going to be on the Ash right now as she is attempting to try and go down in a close range gunfight against the shotgun of the smoke, and she does not make it through that round alive. And that was a very, very nice little burst shot there from the smoke in order to bring them to a man advantage. Those two very crucial picks, especially from the Jaeger and the smoke, in order to really solidify that defensive round.
Right. You would think that getting the early pick onto the Mozzie would give them an advantage, as there's really not a lot of roamers around. But once again, they did not have any denial of the players rotating back up to Bar and letting that Jaeger just pick off all the players that he wants.
Yeah, and I really think that the attack that time around, I know that you mentioned before this game, the key for the attack will really be to drone out. The attackers were droning out the players, but I don't think they were droning out any utility or setup because they never made the call that kitchen hatch was open. Like there was no reinforcement on there, and they had Sledge just making all the sledge holes. When Sledge could have gotten that hatch open, wouldn't have wasted any other utility from any other players, and it would have made their attack a lot better because they had smoke playing right below that hatch, and if the attackers were able to collapse in on that, then they for every reason should have won that round. I really do have to give it up to the defenders. They did bring that back through because, in all honesty, once you lost that Mozzie, you don't have your upstairs roamer. You don't have the man to prevent them from getting the hatches, and without a Kaid or a Thatcher being played on the board, it is free real estate for it's free real estate for that Hibana to get all those hatches open and to really open up things for their team. So it makes a stronger emphasis on the roam game, and so now we are going to be seeing a cash CC defense again. And it looks like they're going for a very similar take. They're going to be bringing the mute instead of the bandit, which is an interesting choice, seeing how they're just bringing Maverick right now, so he won't take any damage from the bandits on the wall. He'll just be able to open up the wall.
Alright, and we are going to see our first kill from Sledge to God of Terror playing the Wamai, and the second kill from Zofia onto the smoke, and that is a lot of utility gone. Or your canisters, I don't believe any of them has been used yet.
Two very, oh no!
And
I
excellent.
think he just wanted that diffuser. I don't think Mozzie was dropping it. His job was already done, and Sophia had just said, "Yeah, your job's done. It's my time to shine right now."
Another kill from Ella?
Yeah, it looks like that's Ella playing right below on Motorcycle 2, and I think that
No.
she
was facing the wrong way and going to be taken up by the Sledge. See some vertical nade plays here. Trying to find someone playing right on there, but it's not going to catch anything just yet. This kill from the mute will be traded out by the Zofia. 2 kills from the Zofia actually, and that will help be the round for Rival.
yeah, lovely
lined up there.
Yeah, lovely 4-piece there from the lovely 4-piece there from the Zofia. Getting the player playing on catwalk, both those players playing in CC, and her teammate in order to get that diffuser. So in case she really wanted to get that down, definitely very good round done by the attackers. And I think that, as you had said before, those were 2 very crucial early picks from the attack. They got the smoke down, they got the Wamai down, and both of those players tend to get a little bit better as the rounds go on, because Wamai will generate more discs and he'll be able to throw those and prevent any utility from coming in, and Smoke can deny a plant or deny that push from the CC wall, which will allow the team to be a little bit more comfortable defending that site.
We saw that the CC wall was open, and then straight away Wamai was picked off. And that was Rafters just open for the attackers. It was just free real estate for the attackers. They didn't have much pressure, and with the smoke gone, they could literally just push however they want. That was exactly what they did. Now we're going to be seeing a second floor bedroom hold. We're going to be seeing mirror plate here. It's not you see mirror plate a lot on this side actually, but I believe she was banned
this is
a
the
lot
site
in
that
our
you really
earlier matches.
Attackers are heading.
It's going to be a mirror looking into the logistics there. I think that normally you would have your mirror on the other side. Logistics looking into bedroom, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Yes, that is right. And this is one of those sites that are. They're really this and the basement site is really the only two that you would see Mirror being played a whole bunch, and that is a really early pick from Yala onto the Ash, and that really does eliminate a lot of utility. It eliminates those breaching rounds from the Ash, and those breaching rounds could be used to take out the castle. So now it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that balcony wall. But it looks like they're having an extended hold into cash, but they never reinforced the CC wall. Reinforcing that CC wall will actually enable the attack or enable the defenders to prevent that push, but it looks like the attackers are kind of delaying outside. It doesn't look like they're droning out. It doesn't look like they're using their drone economy, which is a very interesting decision on their part.
Flash gonna go in. They're gonna try to find pick onto the Jaeger cancel. Just turned in the wrong time. Bit down. Sophia here will need to refrag onto the castle. I do not believe they know that the Jaeger is still playing inside cache, as they have not drawn him up just yet.
Jaeger's just sitting there holding that angle, not letting anybody push in from that CC wall, and he's able to get a quick pick there. That's his second kill of the match. It looks like the attackers have finally decided to start droning out this site, but it's already two picks gone.
Yep, and that is one of your hard breaches gone as well, leaving it only to the Maverick. Sophia will be able to refrag onto the Jaeger, but the damage has already been done. We'll see Maverick trying to open the hatch there, unsuccessful, and he will just move away. As they're shifting the focus towards the bedroom now, as we're seeing the Sledge and Sophia playing right outside.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting a little bit of a cheeky play coming up here from that castle. He's rotating around. He's trying to flank the teams back in CC cache, but I don't think the attackers are playing in that area.
It's gonna be Sledge taking out one of the players. Sage. Mirror will be traded back. The Fuse will be down, and Mirror will be taken out by Sophia. Castle trying to rotate back to side will be cut off by Sledge. And that will be the round for Rival.
Yeah, definitely very interesting round right there. I don't even know where I want to begin with trying to talk about that. I mean, I don't think the attackers are using their utility the way they really should be. They have a Sledge on the board. Sledge was not able to get that logistics hatch. And Maverick was not attempting to even get that wall. Get the catwalk or the wall on catwalk that would really open up a short hallway. And I gotta say, definitely a lot of very interesting picks. I mean, the attackers lost two players very early on. They lost the Habana, which was one of their hard breachers. They lost the Ash, and they lost both of those simply because they did not drone. And I think that is something that the attackers are getting away with and winning these rounds without doing. But I don't think it's a good habit to get into. I don't think it's really going to prove a lot of success, especially if they move on later into the tournament, because they're really just face checking everything. They were really just saying, we're going to try. We think that there's somebody playing in here. We don't necessarily know where they're playing, but we're just going to rotate in, and we're going to hope to win these gunfights when they still have almost all their drones on the board by the end of the round. And I think that only 2 or 3 players are actually even using their drones. And we saw that last round. They only droned out cash after they'd lost 2 players. So definitely a very interesting choice and something to note and for the viewers to watch, especially when looking at how the attackers are playing. Right now we are going to be going back to another church defense, and this is the one defense that that Sage had won. So I'm going to kick it over to you now, James.
Right. The Hibana earlier only got taken out because they actually didn't draw out the cash, which is why it's so important for them to draw out. And I guess now they're gonna start noticing that. They're gonna start using the drones a bit more. a very slow push here, but they are going to drone out the first floor map
Bomb located by
before making
attackers.
the push. Just playing a bit more safe after having lost 2 players that early on.
Yeah, and it looks like the IQ remembers that she does have utility. She's not just there for the G8A1, and she sees the pulse playing below, but isn't able to land any shots on it. But she now understands that they're going to be trying to C4 from below, which is going to be very crucial with one up trying to go in there, and
Go up.
that is a pre-placed C4 onto the kitchen window.
Will
And
not
he's
get
gonna blow it
anyone.
and find nothing.
Dirt will be open by the map here. Smoke canister is going to go out to deny the push.
Yeah,
And
very interesting
a
choice
minute
from
20
the
left.
very interesting choice from the attackers here and the defenders. The attackers aren't opting to have their Hibana go for any of the hatches, and the defenders aren't going for any impact tricking. I know we see a lot in Pro League for players attempting to impact trick that kitchen hatch, because that kitchen hatch is one of the more crucial ones, especially moving forward. And it looks like IQ is going to be droning herself out. They do have a player playing down in blue. They have one playing behind AKs, and it's now going to be a 3v5, but the defenders do have a fairly strong hold right now. They do have one person holding Moto, and as I say that, the player that had dropped Moto is now gone. Or my apologies, that's the IQ that had rotated down main stairs. But now it's going to be a 3v4. And the attackers quickly being able to trade things out, getting the plant down. That will be a very, very good trade onto the pulse. Curious
Very good kill
decision
there
as
from Bandit. And it will be down to the Bandit and Jaeger post plan here to try and take back the site, but Sophia will be able to take out the Bandit as he's trying to rotate between sites. With Sledge cleaning up from above, take on the Jaeger.
Yeah, I think that it's very, very interesting right now, seeing how the attackers are playing and seeing how the defenders are playing. I gotta say, for this match, it looks like the attackers are really coming up big in these gunfights, but I don't think the defenders are really. I know that it's a 4-1 scoreline, but I think that these teams are a little bit more closely matched than the scoreline might be able to represent. I think that the defenders are really being able to set up their holds very well. They're able to kind of get where they want, and they are able to get some of the picks they want. But I think they're getting maybe a little bit too passive, or I think that Yala's been playing very well in the Jaeger. I think he's been having some very interesting peaks. He was peeking the Hibana, but he wasn't quick peeking the Hibana and like pre-firing it. He was just quick peeking it to figure out where she was, which I don't think is a very wise decision, especially with 2 people watching that blue hallway. So definitely a very interesting match to say the least between these 2 teams. I don't know if you've noticed anything like that.
On the point where you mentioned that the defenders have been rather passive, that is something I want to hit on, because the one round when the defense was playing on bedroom, where they had more of their players off-site with the Castle and the Jaeger playing by Cash, you actually saw them able to do more off-site and get more frags. But last round, when we saw all the defenders just all pumping up around in the site, they were all just getting picked off one at a time. And that was making the lives of the attackers so much easier, as they could just easily drone out big parts of the map and take a lot of control without any roamers trying to stop them. And I think defense here really have to start playing a much more aggressive playstyle and have more players roam off-site, because they were able to catch a lot of the attackers who, as we've noted, they're not droning a lot. And they should play that to their advantage instead of having all the players just play on-site. While Maverick is trying to open up the CC wall. Smoke will go off. You can take a little bit of damage off him, but not do much after that. The CC wall will get open.
Yeah, and I really do agree with your point that when the defenders were playing offsite, the defenders really were playing a bit more aggressive. They had a lot more success in that, and I think that that's something they really should have noted. But right now, this is their last round on defense, so they're going to be going to attack, and they're being put in right now it's a 4-1 lead, and I'm hoping that they can make something happen out of this round. But if they're not, they'll be stuck in a 5-1 hole, and that'll be very, very hard to come back from.
We are going to see the Ella play offside here. Hopefully she'll be able to get some frags while rotating back. And as we speak, she is going to be able to take off the sledge, and that is your nades and the sledgehammer gone. Although going to be quickly traded off by the Hibana. Hibana here pushing up rafters that shouldn't have been allowed to happen. I'm not sure why the 1Y wasn't able to spot the Hibana coming up the stairs.
I think that has a lot to do with what you were saying about aggression. When you're playing on that rafters, you do want to play very passively to the players that are. You want to play very passively to the players on the pushing from that balcony wall into CC, but you want to play aggressively for the players attempting to push up rafters. That is one of the biggest keys to winning. And now we are on a 3v1 situation. It's now going to be a 1v1 situation as the Jaeger is attempting to retake the site. He's going to run out and see if he can get a pick outside. I don't know if he knows where the Zofia is playing, but I don't even know if he knows that he has downed him, but he's got 20 seconds left on the diffuser. He's able to attempt to try and get that pick.
As he tries to find the Zofia outside, he is going to be taken out. That would be the 5th round, I believe, for Rival.
Yeah, I think that
switch sides.
I think that he had the right idea to run out garage. I don't know if there was a claymore out there or not. My stream is a little bit laggy right now. I'm a little bit behind on how things are popping up. But
I think he did check the run out for any claymores. There wasn't any, but Zofia saw him there and just took a few shots. I believe that just stopped him from running out altogether.
I think
his position was just exposed there.
Yeah, I think that run out would have been if he was able to get that quick pick onto the Hibana and be able to run out there. I think that would have given him a little bit better chance of success. Nevertheless, that is a 3v1 hole that he was stuck in. He was able to bring it to a 1v1. I got to give major props to him. Also made major props to the Zofia for cleaning up that round for their team.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as
And we did see, as I mentioned, the roam game from the defense early in the last round. They were able to get off 2 picks, but I guess ultimately it fell down to my playing on Rafters, who got taken out by the Hibana, which definitely should not have happened, as he had full control over my Rafters during that round.
Yeah, that rafters, giving up rafters is really, once the defenders give up rafters and they give up that rafters control, that's it for them. I really think that on this cash CC defense, as soon as you lose control of rafters, now you have so many angles looking into CC and some angles that you can open up into cash, and you're able to get that default plant down behind the bomb without having to worry about players rotating on you. And the only thing you really do have to worry about are C4s from below.
Gonna be C, the same side being played here by Rival now.
We are going to see a little bit of a smiley face on the wall right there. I know it's a little bit of a wide one, but that's an interesting trick there from the defenders, as they get a very early pick onto the Ash, and that is Yala on the Ash, and Yala's really been coming up big for their team so far, and I think that's really gonna going to hinder the attack's attempt to take out any of these roamers or people playing off site.
I'm not sure what is happening here, but I believe the Maverick would up the bottom of the wall, which normally I see they are going to go for the thermite instead of the Maverick. So the CC wall will be opened. And the attackers seem to have a very good control of the first floor. We'll see the bandit rotating back into garage. But a lot of angles open here and bandit is just stuck in an awkward position where there's just 3 attackers who knows exactly where his position is. That it is, Buck will take out bandit.
Yeah, and I just want to note that's their only C4 off the board. So now all they have left is the all they have left for breach denial is going to be cricks on the smoke, which is I don't know. I don't know if that would be enough in order to stop that plant.
I'm not sure where the maestro is positioned, but if it's placed, yep, it's gonna be inside CC, which because the competitive playstyle has a 7-second plant, it will be able to take down the player who is going for the plant. We'll see Buck take another kill onto Unity playing against the mine. That will be your rafted player gun, giving attackers a lot of freedom on what they want to do and how they want to push.
I do like that angle that Jaeger's holding, and that is going to be a maestro kill. Very,
Will be
very
refragged by
interesting.
Buck there with the vertical plan from below. 10 seconds left. The diffuser is gonna go down. No, it's not, as Jaeger will kill off the Hibana. There won't be enough time for the thermite, as he was on his drone, I believe.
Jaeger came up huge for his team that round. I believe he got a triple kill, and that won them the round. He was able to rotate in, get the player on rafters. He was able to get the player that was planting in the default site, and he won it for his team. He really did. They didn't have any time left, and I gotta say the attackers, and I'll say this about a lot of teams because it's something that's a little bit more general that we can talk about, is that when you are playing on attack, I've always been a firm believer that there's a checklist you need to go through for attacking certain sites. For CC, you want to either get control of catwalk, and then you want to get control of the CC wall, and then you want to be able to push from both of those. You want to be able to get the cross angles going into sight. You want to be able to protect the planter from any potential C4s from below. So you might want to have somebody rotated down below. But if you get control of those two areas, that's it. And if you have a flank watch from below garage, there's really nothing the defense can do as soon as you get that planter down. But that time around, the attackers were able to get all the control they wanted. But the last part of your checklist really should be to execute your plan. Execute that plant as soon as possible. As soon as you get that control, and as soon as you are able to take out the defenders necessary, you push on and move forward to get that plant down. But I think that the attackers really did delay getting that plant down, even especially after they had the control that they wanted. And I think that was very, very detrimental to how that entire round had played out.
I'm not sure how the Jaeger was able to pull that off just now. As you saw, he was able to get about 3 kills. With the CC wall open and rafted control by the Buck, he shouldn't have been able to rotate back onto site from cache like that. But I guess the attackers didn't see him rotating back between the sites. He was able to take out the Hibana, who was planting. And essentially that lost them the round.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. Right now, we're talking a little bit coming down. We are going to be seeing my apologies. We're going to be seeing a Church Arsenal defense, and they have the Oryx playing upstairs, and it looks like we're going to be having the Maverick attempting to open up dirt. I believe we're going to be seeing the other 2 hard breachers attempting to get the blue hatch, the moto hatch, and the kitchen hatch, which are very standard. Yeah, definitely very, very interesting attack coming in right now, but I don't think they droned out the defender playing upstairs. I think one up has a little bit of a an advantage on them right now. I think that he might be able to fight the attackers late in the round, as he still does have a lot of the default cams up in order to gain that intel.
Attackers dropped.
Free play C4 there. Maverick will get a kill
Attackers diffuser.
onto you. That would be another C4 gone. Going to be seeing a bit of a vertical play here. Luck. We'll get a kill onto the Oryx. One up. Who was playing on the second floor. And a third kill coming in from Strix onto the Jaeger. They're gonna be hearing the proximity alarm go off, but unsure where the attack is coming from. And as he just looks on the wrong side, he'll be taken out by the Maverick.
Bomb located
So
by
down
attackers.
to Ollie here. But he won't be able to do anything as he tries to, I believe, make it rotate with his C4, be caught by the Ash. That will be the second round. Second win for Sage.
Very, very impressive round right there. I really do got to give it up to the that's a very impressive round. I really do got to give it up to the attackers there. They got the control they wanted. They were able to clear out the roamers, and the defense was really stuck in a hole right there. I don't think they were really able to make anything happen out of that round. I think that I liked their ideas to roam, but I don't think they were able to capitalize it and get the early picks that they'd wanted. And that's something we did note with that is something we noted with Rivals. My apologies. That's something we had noted with Rivals defense, is that they got very passive, and I think that these defenders had gotten passive as well. And
Bombs as they can.
my
They
apologies.
did
this
have
page-
the Maverick playing on second. Sorry, I meant Oryx playing on the second floor. But he did not. He got caught out by the bomb, I believe. I don't think the Oryx was thrown out, which could have had a huge impact on the round. But I guess his rotate back to side or his flank, he was unable to win this gunfight with the and after the Oryx was taken out, that was your only roamer offside. And now
Locate a bomb.
you had no way of trying to
Attackers drop.
delay the push.
Attackers recover diffuser.
Yeah, and right now we are going to be seeing a gym bedroom defense, and it's going to be a fairly standard one. It looks like they're going to be trying to cut off a lot of the rotates and do an extended hold in the cache. That's something very standard we see from a lot of teams. Interesting that they don't go for the CC wall my apologies, the CC wall in order to reinforce. They decided to put most of the reinforcements in cache, and I think that that just speaks to the testament that the defenders think are a lot more confident in holding cache rather than trying to do the extended hold into CC.
We're gonna see Maverick start opening the bottom of the balcony wall here. Just take out that bandit battery, so the thermite
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
can open up the wall.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Yeah, I don't think the Jaeger knows it, but he is fully visible through that drone hole.
If only
He's-
the Maverick would go prone. Well, he's gonna move away now. Maybe he's in the call, he heard us. He's gonna go on into gym now.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
That would be the first kill from Yellow onto Sickle playing as the Valkyrie. The Nitro will go off, and that will take out God of Terror playing on Hibana. That will be all your ex-Kairos gone. But that's fine. You've opened up your balcony, and Alibi will get a pick onto Etrico as your block.
Yeah, definitely two very good opening picks there from the defense. Sicko being gone on the Valkyrie is a pretty tough pick, seeing that she does have that C4, but it looks like the attackers are now getting very aggressive, which is good because the defenders are not playing quite as aggressively. We still do have Yala at very low health. They're able to equalize that out and get the Jaeger, and so now it's going to be a 3v3. Strix has really come up big for his, he's really come big, oh, my bad, he's really...
As say that he's gonna be taken out by Unity, playing on the Alibi. And it will be down to Flying Death and Yala here, which finish up the round. A little bit of team damage with these smoke cannons.
15 seconds left. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Yala with just about 5 HP, not much he can do there. That'll be all down to the Thermite, and he'll be taken out by Bandit. That'll be the round and game for Rival. What do you think about the round?
Yeah, definitely a very interesting round. I think Bandit did come up big for his team there, was able to get those 2 quick picks in order to solidify their win. Really did like the way Rival was playing. I also do have to give it up. I really do got to give it up. Sage was playing super well. Sage was being able to play a lot onto how the defenders were when they were on attack. They were playing a lot onto how the defenders were playing. They were able to get the control they wanted. They were able to really execute. They were able to set up the control they needed, but they were never able to execute their attack super well. And I think that once they had gotten themselves in that 5-1 hole, there wasn't much they could do. And once they went from defense to attack, I think that they were coming up big. They were making some big plays, but it was just 1 or 2 mistakes and they would have been out of the tournament, and that's ended up what was happening. So I think that was a very good match. I think that those were 2 very, very strong teams. They were both playing more comp style, and they were both 2 of probably the friendlier teams we were playing. You guys could probably have seen throughout that game. They were very active in the chat, and I do really like the fact that on every single one of those walls that they were mavericking, they did put a little smiley face on it. I thought that was very funny. But yeah, definitely a very good match. I'm looking forward to Sage moving on. But yeah, I think that the key that they had for winning that match was really the fact that they were able to hold down those defenses. They were able to have those flanks come up last minute, be able to get the picks they needed, but on attack, they were able to get the control they needed and execute with that.
And I believe that will be the end of the first match. We will be back later at 10 p.m. for the second game from Division B, which will be between Sin Esports and Decoy Dreams. So do tune in at 10 p.m. later. For now, we'll be taking a break, and we will be back in exactly.
Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me running. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me running. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me running. monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a rebel's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi. Without an can see it beat, intoxicating your energy. First time in so long you felt the heat, evaporating your bindings. Move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and bright, push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the, move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and bright, push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the. I know the sadness that cripples you. It comes in waves and out of the blue. But there are days you feel freedom too. Bask in the glorious lightning. Move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and bright, push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the, move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and bright, push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, 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 move like the. Radiate, radiate, radiate. Gravitate, gravitate, gravitate. Innovate, innovate, innovate. Move like the
I think it was today.
So why is it so hard to let you go?
Yeah, Assassin is
Let you go. So why
Alex
is it
and
so
Alex is
hard
just
to let you go?
Red has to look into
Let you go.
Forge. So I was gonna cut it, but there was nobody. So he was gonna post Outcast. And then Soul is just he doesn't feel like he's ready, so he's gonna cast it. I'm not sure I wasted.
So why is it
I
so
think Wizard just
hard
disappeared.
to let you go? Let you let you go.
With what? couldn't read it. Fine.
I think it sounds fun.
So why is it so hard to let you go? So why is it so hard to let you go? You
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the how close it starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. My love, I'm gone. I need to be strong. The darkness had tried to swallow me. Some days I fall, but I hear your call. I pray I don't hit the ground. Gravity. Gravity. Gravity.
forget all the things you've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Gone to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Break down. Until you break down. They said, be meek. Look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. You'll surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. Just start again. You won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't
Get up, get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, right now. Pick your body till you black out. So get the fuck up.
Into the underground.
lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. Best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. close. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. I hate all this overthinking. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. but I wouldn't have it any other way. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches. We're toe to toe, we're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can. Better off, better off. Better off. I am crooked, you're clean cuts. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches. We're toe to toe, we're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can. And we can. And we can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word. 'Cause you got me holding, holding.
Welcome back, guys, to the second game of the day. I'm James, and I'm joined by the one and only Pawns. How are you doing, Pawns?
Man, I'm doing just great right now. I'm doing just great right now. I've coming back. We just had a really good game on Clubhouse to begin the day. Yeah, I might have gotten roasted a little bit in the chat for it. I know I had said that it was kind of a close game. I was given a lot of props, even though it was a 7-2 scoreline. And yeah, I mean, it was a great match to start out the day. I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited for our second game of the day. We got Decoy
Are you
Dreams
expecting to
versus Sin
see?
Esports.
Are you expecting to see any more Clubhouse?
Absolutely, I'm always expecting Clubhouse. With where we're at in the tournament, I'm expecting to see at least one Clubhouse play a day. I mean, yesterday and the day prior, we didn't have any. We had Cafe Villa, and the Cafe Villa and Theme Park played, which was very surprising. But I'm expecting moving on forward until we get into the round of 16. I'm expecting to see a lot more. Expecting to see a lot of Clubhouse play until the teams kind of understand how each other's play. So, what are you looking forward to moving on? Are you expecting some Clubhouse play? Expecting something new?
Honestly, I'm looking forward for a cafe map. That is one of my favorite maps of all time, really. It just has so much ways that a team can play from the defense and the attack. There's so many ways to approach, so many ways to defend it. And I really like to see between Decoy and Sin here to pull out a cafe. If not, that's fine too. I'm always open to seeing more maps being put in here. And as we're talking about maps, I think we will be moving on to the map bans.
Yeah, I'm going to be opening up my map ban tab. It accidentally had closed out. So moving on, before we get to the map bans, do you have any team? I know you have a little bit more information on a lot of these teams than I would. Do you have any thoughts as to who might be winning this match today?
Honestly, I can't say for sure right now because I don't really have a lot of information on teams, and this is their first time playing, so it will all come down to uh, today's match for us to see moving forward who they will be playing.
Yeah, and I mean, me personally, just looking on based on the team names, I'm really drawn because I'm usually getting actually destroyed in ranked matches by hitting oh my gosh, Alibi's decoys. But also, as a man of God, I don't think I can root for Sin. So I mean, I I guess I got to give it up. I'll say on names alone, I'm going to be rooting a little bit more for Decoy Dreams, but I think Sin Esports, they got a cool logo, so I'm expecting some big things out of them.
While
And
we
we
wait,
have our first ban in for our map ban phase. It'll be Coastline off the board. Coastline is one of the more faster paced matches that a lot of frag heavy teams will play because you can really face check a lot on this map, and you can really just kind of set up where you're going to attack. There isn't a whole lot of place. There isn't a whole lot to drone out. There's only really
right,
two rotates upstairs. So if you cut off those two rotates, the attackers can freely rotate around upstairs.
with the addition that we don't normally see hard breach being brought on coastline, it's really just up to the gunfights and how quickly you can push onto site and secure map control. And then we're going to see our second map ban, Consulate by Sin Esports, and a third from Villa, and a quick fourth from for Theme Park. And an Oregon we banned over. We've seen Clubhouse and Cafe. We'll have a slight chance of seeing Cafe here, 50-50 chance. Hopefully, we'll be able to see a Cafe Dostoevsky. It will be down to a Clubhouse or Cafe here. Which of this map
Yeah,
do you
looks
prefer, Pawn?
I prefer Cafe, honestly. Clubhouse is a little bit linear. It's a little bit more checklisty with how you take the attacks, but it does give a little bit more. It's a little bit more dynamic than Cafe. I personally just like Cafe because I like having the three floors. I like roaming. I'm not much of a fragger. I mean, I'm more of a hard support kind of guy, but on Cafe, I'm gonna pop out that vigil and I'm going upstairs. I'm getting early picks. I'm tearing apart that attack. I'm making my presence known of saying, hey, if you don't want to clear me out, I'm gonna win my gunfights against you. And so I like Cafe for that reason. Um, but yeah, it looks like we had a few very quick picks come out, but it looks like I believe this is going to be all on Sin, where Sin wants to play, and I don't know if they want to play on Clubhouse or Cafe. They're taking quite a bit of time in order to figure this one out.
Equally good maps that favor that as long as you play it right and read into your opponents. And we will see Cafe being banned, so we will be going back to Clubhouse for our second match of the day. Bit
How many
unfortunate that we won't be seeing Cafe. Yeah, you were saying?
How many clubhouses have we seen so far? I think this is going to be match number 9 we've seen on Clubhouse.
Honestly, the amount of Clubhouse we've seen, I don't think you're too far off. And I believe we have all the players in the lobby, and we shall be starting very soon.
Yeah, we'll be moving on to the attacks are going to be, we're going to have Decoy starting out on attack and Sin Esports starting out on defense. So that means that Sin Esports is going to have the first they're going to have the first ban of today. And where are you expecting to see some bans out of here, James? I know that we are more likely than not going to see that Thatcher ban. But that second ban can really be between a Maverick, or we've seen Montang ban, we've seen a Capital ban. How do you expect that's going to play out?
I think it all comes down to Sin Esports as they will be defending. It's up to how they want to play. If they take out the Maverick, which means that they want to focus more on their roam game, because then if you take out the Maverick and the Thatcher gets banned, you're essentially forcing the attacker to only come through the default places, and no walls will be able to be opened up, or at least it will make it rather hard for they have to enter into the map to start doing some vertical plays to open up the walls for you.
And yeah, and I think it's very interesting you've mentioned vertical play. I think that that's something we haven't seen a lot of teams really attempt to capitalize off of. I know the last match we saw the Sledge attempting to take some vertical play in Garage. I mean, I know that we had attempted to see the Sledge gain some vertical play. My apologies. I'm listening right now to the players in the game, and I'm attempting to cast while also listening to them. But he wasn't able to get anything in Kitchen. I mean, he really got taken out by the C4, and I think that that's to kind of actually correct myself. That's vertical play coming from the attacker. So I'd really like to see, especially on a CC cash defense,
I think we
seeing
did
some
see
defenders.
Buck get a few kills while he was playing vertical towards the last few rounds before the game ended, and that really helped push that round when the Buck was doing all the work.
Yeah, and something I'd really like to see is like something you don't see a whole lot of teams doing, but if you know that they're going to be having somebody bandit tricking that CC wall, and this is actually some good information for a lot of our viewers out there. If you have a grenade that you cook, and as you enter in the main main entrance, there's going to be a wall in between the soft wall that connects connector hallway to garage. At the end of that hall, you can cook a grenade, and as you throw it at that, as you cook a grenade, if you cook it all the way and then throw it at that wall right before it explodes, you usually get a free pick on the person bandit tricking, and you're also able to get some of those bandit charges, or all of them, because of the new way these splash effects work with explosives. So we're moving on to our ban phase.
Sin Esports will be doing the ban phase as they are on defense.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see
poll that we put up. We're seeing a community voting 100% for Sin Esports here.
Yeah, and we are seeing a Maverick ban come out first in this ban phase, so I'm expecting to see either a Thatcher ban, Capital ban, or a Montang ban. Or we could see something new come out on the board, but I really think Thatcher is the more comfortable pick that a lot of teams would take. And it's a Montang ban again, taking the words out of my mouth here.
We are most likely going to see perhaps a mirror ban, as also something we see get banned a lot, along with Echo on Clubhouse. Maybe even a Clash. Clash isn't operated at most teams do not want to play against, but we will see a Valkyrie being banned. That is, to me, an interesting choice. We don't normally see Valkyrie being banned, and it is quite easy to counter a Valkyrie as long as you bring your IQ, and IQ with her gun and her loadout is a pretty strong operator that you can always count on her helping you win out the rounds with her loadouts.
So, oh my apologies. So it seems that we are having a Valkyrie mirror ban. Very interesting. It seems that both of the teams had assumed that Echo is already off the board. And they are mentioning right now that he is banned in ESL. He is not currently banned in ESL, last time I had checked. So we will be seeing Echo play potentially. Yeah, it's very interesting. The attackers are going to be bringing a Thatcher and a Callie. Typically, you see a Callie pick when Thatcher is no longer on the board. I'm expecting possibly to see a 6 pick off of that onto Habana or Jackal. We are seeing the pick onto Jackal. But yeah, no, to talk a little bit about that Valkyrie pick right there. Valkyrie is a very strong intel operator, and in all the matches we've seen, the defenders have really brought Valkyrie. I would say the defenders have brought Valkyrie majority of the time because she's able to set up her cams, she's able to set up those flanks, and for teams that really do want to capitalize on the roam, they'll use those cams and they'll use those flanks in order to get quick picks. And I believe it was Tilt Esports that we saw. No, it was Team Peak that was able to really capitalize off of those picks and capitalize and be able to get some pretty cool flanks. And that was one of the reasons why they were as dominant as they were.
Must be Echo trying to set up his drones on spots. Not going to be successful. He's going to pick it back up and probably put it somewhere else for now. The attackers are going to start making the push towards the kitchen as Ash is going to be getting in there pretty quickly. Don't think anyone is roaming, so not gonna. He's going to find somebody. Well, and misses the bandit, I believe. No, it's the Jaeger. Jaeger trying to go for a spawn peek. Misses his shots. Not doing any damage. I believe the call out should be given and they should know where Jaeger approximately was playing.
Very interesting to see that the Ash is playing at the bottom of main stairs. She knows that the Jaeger is playing over there. She should have the sound cues. I'm curious why she isn't swinging on him or trying to get a quick peek, because the Jaeger doesn't know that she's in there. He's able to rotate back without taking any damage.
Jackal is gonna be clearing out from the bottom basement. Find any movements. He's gonna get the scan onto Jaeger. I don't know exactly where he is. So you're gonna be the first kill from Ash onto Ninja Freak playing as the smoke. That is a lot of utility already gone. You're not gonna be able to deny a push. You're not gonna be able to deny the plant. And that is an important pick coming from Focus. Another pick coming in onto Arthur, who is playing as the Jaeger. I believe he was probably getting back to site and getting caught while he was going back. That will be a trade from Vanadis, a 2-kill onto the Sophia and Thermite. But he will be traded out by Ash again on the triple kill. Bringing it to a 2v1, and Decoy will win that off with Sledge killing the OI.
What a cluster of a round right there. It was coming right into the last minute of the round, and it was just trade after trade after trade. And my apologies, my stream's a little bit delayed. I'm hearing the audio, but I'm not seeing any of the visual right now. But yeah, or the visuals that I have are really delayed. But yeah, I really got to say that the attackers spent a lot of time clearing out those roamers. I think the roamers were doing a very good job at delaying that attack. But the defense wasn't able to capitalize off of any of that roam. Jaeger missed a few very crucial shots. So
that round was the Ash getting the pick onto the smoke, essentially taking out that one operator who can stop any kind of push and that allowed the attacker to
Attackers need
just
to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
It allowed the attack to push without having to worry about any area denial, and that's something that is really crucial, especially for a lot of these attacks. And something I really do want to note: the attack opted not to go for the CC wall, rather than go for the wall of construction into cache, which we have seen once before. I believe it was. I do not remember the team off the top of my head, but we did see one team opt to go for that construction wall instead of the CC wall, and they were quite successful in getting those picks, or they were very successful in taking the site and doing so, because a lot of teams are preparing for the CC wall to be opened. When the CC wall isn't opened, you really only have to, they really don't invest a lot of utility in defending construction, and it looks like even now, they're doing a very similar setup. They are going to be using a lot of their utility to prevent the push from CC. So if the attackers push
I think
construction
we're going to be
again,
seeing our first kill here. And that is correct, as Ash will once again get the entry frag into Arthur. I think the Jaeger, who's probably roaming around.
is that the second opening pick for Focus?
Yes, that is correct. I believe his first pick was onto Ninja Freak earlier, who was playing the Smoke, and now he is going to be playing the Vigil by Pools, I believe. Yes.
I'm curious if he's droned out or not.
Now, did you know that the Vigil is somewhere near? So we're gonna have to be a bit more cautious with the push. But with the Jaeger being taken out, that's one less roamer we have to worry about.
Yeah, and it looks like they're doing a really good job at the roam clear. I mean, Mac Daddy's really been doing as much as he can, using his ability in order to get those footsteps and to force those defenders out of their holes. And as I say that, Mac Daddy is able to get Ninja Freak off the board.
So actually, that's all the roamers, I believe, from the defender side being taken out. And now you've just completely, the attacker has just completely gotten access to the whole map. All they have to do now is just pressure the defense and push the side.
Yeah, it looks like the attackers are collapsing in on the site. They have the control they want. They're able to get the construction wall, and they should be free and able to plant right now. And
But
as
they're
I
not
say
going to do that.
it's game over.
They're just gonna track down the bandit and take him out. They know that the Romans were gone. And they could just push the site, and they did. They pushed all the defenders into CC, and Sophia ran all. Yep, and they were just stuck there. Not much they can do except getting picked off one at a time. I believe Sophia
and it
almost
looks
got
like-
a second one there. They almost lined up for the Sophia.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be going back to a CC cash room defense. Curious choice, and we are locked in on that defense. Curious choice by the defense, or by the defense here. They weren't contesting at all. I mean, I don't want to roast the defense at all, but those were very, very convincing victories by the attack. They really didn't. They really didn't struggle a whole ton in trying to gain that control they needed. They were clear out the roamers very well, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with the defense's decision to go for a very similar hold on to this site, because so far they haven't been successful in it.
Yeah, we did see the defense started falling back into CC the moment we saw the Vigil get taken out. And you really shouldn't have just gone back like that and given up the entire site, because then you saw the Sophia just run through the rotation. She went all the way to red, and you're basically cornered. You have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to open up a little bit more of that rotate, and I'm a little bit confused as to what the defense is
trying to do right now. I think they're relying very heavily on their roam game, but the roam game has been super successful against Sin Esports or against Decoy as of yet. Decoy really has been controlling these rounds as you'd said. They rotated out very quickly and they gave Zofia a lot of that site control, which didn't help them whatsoever. I mean, Zofia was able to rush through cash, rush to the top of Red Stairs, was able to push right into CC from there, and they were able to set up cross angles and get the picks they needed. And even if they didn't get the picks they needed, they were able to trade out, and because they had a man advantage, trading out was what worked out for them.
Like Daddy clearing up the basement. And yeah, playing as Jackal, he has the ability to tell if anyone has been there, which just makes his life so much easier. He can just walk around, he sees no footprints, he knows that the entire basement is clear, no roamers playing here, and his team can just safely play upstairs. That'll be a first kill from Arthur onto the Zofia. There'll be a bit of utilities gone, concussions. We get a second onto the Thatcher, but the wall will get open into Cash. Third coming from Thermite, refract onto the Legion. But Diego will pick one up, back on Extreme, and it will be down to Focus and MacDaddy. MacDaddy will be taken out along with Focus. That will be the first defense win for Sin Esports. A vertical play here.
That is a little bit of I don't even know what the word you would say. That was the hole that that's the hole that the Ash made at the beginning of the round, and it looks like that hole was his demise. Very, very, very curious to go to the same site 3 times in a row, but they were eventually able to be successful on it. Now we're going to be seeing a Church Arsenal defense, and MacDaddy bringing the Blackbeard. Interesting choice, but it looks like he's going to 6-pick onto the Habana. Curious as to why he's maybe baiting that Blackbeard. I don't know what operators you could bait a 6-pick onto with that, because it looks like the defense is set up. It's exactly what they want it to be. Now, that last round really was won with the fact that that the Legion was able to get 2 of those very quick. He was able to get 2 of those very early picks, and even though he was traded out, putting the defense at a man advantage allowed for them to win out on that trade fight. And even as such, it was able to come down to a 4v2. The Jackal got very aggressive trying to push up Red Stairs, and from then he got picked off, and there wasn't a whole lot the attackers could have done at that point. I don't think they did as I think because there was no roam game, I don't think they cleared out the site and got the site control they needed, and I think Sin made the adjustment they needed to in order to win out that site.
Right, because when you're attacking the same site twice, and you're doing it the 3rd time, every time from the same place, I think your opponent is going to figure something out.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty big brain play by Sin Esports right there in order to go to the same site 3 times. You know what they say, 3rd time's the charm, so
I guess so. Ash is going to be rushing right into Oil. Not going to see anyone just yet, but there is 2 players currently in. Doesn't catch the Jaeger. Let's see, I believe he went through the rotation. Let's set up there.
Yeah, it looks like we have one playing behind Boiler down there, and it looks like Ash is slowing down her rush right now. I think she's waiting for them to open up Blue Hatch before she moves down a little bit more. And that is going to be the Habana off the board. That is a huge pick. That's half your hard breach right there. So I think that the Ash, what she's waiting on right now, she's waiting for Blue Hatch to be open to flush out any defenders playing behind Boiler, playing behind Generator. And so actually, never mind. She's just going to rush down bottom of Blue.
And important to note that the C4 from Pulse is still available, as he did recently take out the Human. And this is just down Legion minus. Gonna move between his covers, not trying to play aggressive here. as he doesn't have to. Minute 20 left on the clock. Tigers is going to have to start pushing, but still a lot of C4 available on defense, and Sophia is going to get a pick onto Arthur. I believe he was rotating between sites, getting caught in the rotation.
Yeah, the attack is gaining the control they need. They're going to be putting at an even man advantage, but with all that C4 on the board, I think they can deny the plant. It's really going to come down to what picks they can get off. Focused, able to pick off Sin, but then Extreme is quickly traded out, and so now it's going to be man advantage on the defenders. Diffuser is down in Moto, and I don't know. It's going to be a 1v3. I don't know if Crew is able to take this back.
So C4's gonna go out. Not gonna catch anyone. Now down to 1v2 Diffuser. They know exactly where he is, and he has to pick up the Diffuser. Only 21 seconds left on the clock. They don't have to push him. They just have to sit here, watch the angles, and wait for him to push them. It's an
he's
easy win
taking this
for
very
Sin
slowly,
Esports.
especially with 7 seconds left in the round.
Now he's gonna get pinged, and they know now where he's pushing. And he will be taken up by Ninja Freak, playing as a bandit. That would be the second win for Sin Esports.
Yeah, and I gotta say that they were getting the control they wanted, but they weren't droning out. So when they went to go drop Moto Hatch, they didn't know where the defenders were playing, so they were very quickly picked off. And my apologies for not speaking as much during the round. My stream's a little bit delayed, but I'm fairly certain that's on my internet right now. But yeah, I mean, the attackers were able to get some of the control they wanted. They were able to even out the man advantage, but with all the C4 that the defenders had left on the board, I don't think they would have been able to win the round regardless, because they would have had that denial. So very impressive round there from the defense. It looks like they are starting to pick up a little bit of steam. They are getting the picks they needed. Wonderful opening pick to get that Habana from the Pulse, because without Habana on the board, they aren't able to get any of those hatches. And I think that that's actually a pretty funny pick, because based on some of the Rainbow Six lore, for those of you who don't know, Habana and Pulse are actually technically dating, as some of the lore from the game does dictate. So I think that's a pretty funny pick going in there.
I believe we've seen that on during the the Six Invitational. They showed a clip of it, right?
Yes.
Gonna be seeing a Castle bot running out of the ordinary. We do see Castle bot a lot during the bedroom and gym defense. They will be playing into cash as well. Something we've seen a lot of teams do.
Yeah, it is something we are going to be seeing a lot. I think this is their 4th time. Or no, they're going to be going to a gym bedroom defense. They are going to be reinforcing off cash, and it looks like they are going to be doing an extended hold. We see a lot of teams pulling off that extended hold because it allows for the attackers, or allows for the defenders, to be a little bit more aggressive with how they hold the site. It just allows them to delay the attack from actually being able to push up onto the site. Though you have to be very confident in how you defend there, and you have to be a little bit more aggressive to not allow the attackers to gain that ground, to gain control of cash, because as soon as the attackers gain control of cash and gain control of logistics, the round really does start to shift a lot.
Right, and Ash dropping in the logistics, almost able to get the alibi, but missing his shots there. You take a bit of damage yourself. The FPS with first kill onto Extreme. And then second, Crew Daku and Leo, and Venatus will trade out Ash. Checker will now be able to scan the castle as he tries to open up the barricade.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Yeah, no, that's a very
Jaeger's playing inside. That's a smiley face, if I'm not wrong.
These teams are very wholesome, I do have to say.
He will try to drone out, but he will see the drone, shoot it before it's able to give him any more info. Well, he'll be able to kill the Thermite, I believe, and the Sophia as she tries to refrag, but will be unsuccessful, and it will be all down to Daku here. In the 1v4 situation, I think a bit of lag there. Opening war is going to be open. He will drop right into the crosshairs of the Jaeger. Does a little bit of damage, not enough, and that will be the third round in a row for Sin Esports, as they seem to have figured out exactly what they want to do and how they want to fight.
Yeah, I really got to give a lot of credit to Sin right now. They are understanding how Decoy is able to Decoy. They figured out Decoy's attack. They're kind of picking up on a lot of their attack patterns, and they're adjusting their defense accordingly. They don't have a very strong roam game because Decoy is being very, very prevalent on that deep roam clear. So instead of going for a deep roam, they're opting for more of a soft roam in order to prevent the attackers from pushing the site. And they're doing very well with that soft roam. They don't need to overextend themselves on defense. They aren't allowing the attackers to get any early picks. They're letting the attackers come to them. They're setting up the angles they need to. They're setting up the trades they need to, and they're taking over the rounds based on that. I haven't been able to do any play-by-play or able to talk because of a little bit of the visual delay I have, but based on what I'm seeing currently, Sin is able to really adjust and really able to take control of these rounds. They're able, on attack, on Clubhouse, you want to be the one kind of calling the shots, and the attack really, they called the shots those first 2 rounds with their deep roam clear, but now the defense has adjusted off that. I don't think the attack has the answers they need in order to, I don't think that the attack has the answers they need in order to kind of take these rounds back.
Alright. Logistics hatch will be opened and Jack will be going back down. Nothing much happening just yet. And yeah, like you said, they are adjusting their playstyle and they're not sending out the players they don't have to play deep roam, as you're not going to see a lot of players off site. They'll just be holding, hunkering down inside, or just really close around.
Yeah, they're really relying heavily on that soft roam because they understand that the attackers are very capable of clearing out that deep roam, and it's something that they're not super strong with. They haven't been able to get any of those quick picks with such.
I'm not sure, but I think the Bandit might have been taking damage from the impacts from Sophia playing below, as he was trying to ban the trick, I believe. Unsuccessful, will lose a lot of HP to that, and the CC wall will be open. He will fall all the way back into Cash. That's the first pick coming up from Arthur onto Ash, just by construction as she was trying to enter. Thermite's gonna start pushing into CC. I believe they're gonna start the plant, that is correct. Mac Daddy will get a kill onto Arthur, and a Ninja Freak will refrag onto Kudaku. A C4 comes out onto default from Pazu. Pazu will get another one onto Posas, playing as the Sophia. Now will be all down to Mac Daddy. The 1v2 very much winnable as the Bandit is very low in HP, but you have to play this smart. Leo FPS on the smoke still has canisters available to him, so he can deny the push from MacDaddy here. But he has to scan onto Pazu, I believe, but will not be able to capitalize on that information and will be taken out by Leo from the rotation.
Yeah, very well played by the smoke right there. He was able to, I mean, I got to give it up to the defenders for that round. I mean, they knew the plant was going down. They denied the plant. Smoke was able to deny the area that he wanted to, and he won the gunfights where he needed to. I mean, I gotta say they lost the first two CC defenses. I think they were really just kind of reading out how the attack was going to be playing, and after that, they came on a full head of steam. They won 4 in a row. They won Cash twice. They won Gym. And they won Church Arsenal. And I gotta say that Sin is looking very, very good right now. As they've kind of picked up a full head of steam, and as we're seeing them go on to the attack, I'm very curious to how they will be taking this attack. I'm expecting it to be a little bit aggressive based on their play styles on defense. But yeah, I'm very interested to see.
Attackers need to
Right.
locate and defuse
We'll be
as many
seeing
bombs as they can.
Decoy Dreams on defense, and they will pick CC and Cash. We normally tend to see most teams go Batesman for his defense round, but both teams have opted out of doing that. They will be bringing a Doc, which is quite an interesting pick. But with the ACOG, he'll be able to hold tight angles, but I don't think there's much you can hold while playing a defense in CC and Cash. Perhaps he might be playing on Rafters,
Attackers objective
but
is to
we will
locate a
see.
bomb and defuse it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to play on Rafters. I mean, personally, the way I would play this site is I will typically be the Doc playing on Rafters. I'll have a shield helping to prevent the preventing the angles from when they open up that CCTV wall. And your whole goal is not to go for spawn peaks, but is to really contest a lot of those longer angles, especially because you have the height advantage, and you have peekers advantage, you have the height advantage, and you also have the advantage of all the attackers being very exposed in order to attack you. So it is a very strong hold, especially with the ACOG, and it looks that's exactly what he's doing. Curious why they are not playing with the shield. The shield typically does help out a little bit.
I believe the Bandit was trying to do a Bandit trick there, but definitely unsuccessful, as we're going to see both walls being open. He had to make a choice between the Hibana wall or the Thermite wall, and he would get one of them. As we'll see the first kill go onto Ninja Freak. That's your Hibana gone, but that doesn't matter, you've already opened up your CC wall. Just a lot of gunfire is being traded back and forth, but nothing really coming out of it. We might be seeing an interesting pick here from Thatcher onto the Doc playing on the Rafters. He seems to have given up, and let's just kind of go back onto CC as the Doc is looking right at the doorway.
Yeah, that would have been
That'd have been unfortunate.
Very quickly.
That'd be an easy headshot for the Doc there. And things have seemed to slow down after the initial pick onto Ninja Freak. The attackers seems to be looking for any opportunities they can have here, but doesn't look like Decoy Dream is giving them any, as they're just gonna sit down inside. That's gonna be another kill from the Butte onto Vanitas. And Kudaku is gonna get another kill onto Arthur as well. Posa's pretty low, but he's just gonna stim himself up. This is gonna Doc. We're gonna see Pazu down outside, but I don't think the defenders know this, because this is a Pro League hut. There will be a run out. Not gonna see anyone, but Focus will get the kill onto Leo as he is trying to enter through onto red stairs there.
Yeah, and that's a flawless round by the defense right there. I do like the defensive hold that they had. They really did prevent the attackers from capitalizing off on that CCTV wall, and we do see a lot of teams start to struggle when they open up that CCTV wall and they don't gain control of Rafters. They get picked off from Rafters, or they get picked off from the attackers playing, and they don't gain any other control other than CC. And I think that the attackers are really scrambling that round in order to find where they can get control, find where they can start to get picks from. But the problem is they were focusing so strongly on that CCTV wall, they weren't able to adjust their attack based on that. throughout the round. And I think that was really to their
Attackers need to
detriment
locate and
because
defuse bomb.
the defense just had all the answers for all the quick peaks, and there was no ground that the attack could gain. And I think that the defenders smartly rotating around outside of sight and doing more of a soft roam to kind of get those picks before the attackers are able to do anything really did increase a lot of the confidence from the defenders from winning the gunfights, but also made it very, very hard for the attackers to do anything. And I think that in order for the attackers to find some success on their attacks, they need to be able to be a little bit more fluid with how they're pushing these sites.
5 seconds left.
So we will be seeing a basement
Attackers must
defense
locate
here.
and defuse the bomb.
A very standard pick from the defense lineup. Not going to be seeing any SSG strats here. 2 games in the day in the clubhouse. No SSG strat being pulled in. Ninja Freak will start pushing into pool rather quickly. I'm not sure if he's been droned out. Hopefully he is. Cade is going to get scanned as he was reinforcing it. But I believe Cade is playing inside, so it doesn't really matter. And
I don't believe we have any roamers right now.
right, I think I believe all the defenders are playing on site right now. Cade here is going to attempt for a Cade trick here. But might get a bit dangerous as they start opening up more of the floors. He doesn't think it's worth it. Is he going to be able to get it? But no, Sibana is going to be able to open the hatch. Smoke's going to come out into
A
blue.
bomb has been located.
Arthur dropping down. Not able to get a kill. Gonna lose some HP. Focus will
Attackers
also
have
lose some
located a
HP.
bomb.
But will be down to the Kate to get the kill. And another one by Kurodaku onto Ninja Freak. The sledge. I believe he was dropping down from the kitchen when he got picked off. And it's just gonna play by Boiler here. Just gonna catch any attackers pushing from oil or blue. And it seems that defenders are not giving them the attackers any window of opportunity here. They're just gonna play it passive. They're gonna stay in sight. Gonna hold all the angles they have because they have the 2-man advantage here. They don't have to go for the peaks.
Yeah, and I gotta say right now, I don't think the attack is very well coordinated. They're not droning out. They still do have 3 drones or 4 drones left, and they're not droning out at all. They're face checking everything. They're not gaining any information where they need to. And now they're opening.
That's an unfortunate accident, as Pazu would be sending. Vanos would be sending too close to the thermite charge.
He's planning without any cover.
Defenders have located the diffuser.
And you will be punished for that. As Leo, the last member, has to stop this defuse somehow, but with the Legion mine, the Legion Goo mine, he won't be able to sprint, and just about 3 defenders watching down the hallway. Not really much he can do.
Yeah, I really gotta say that that Sin Esports was looking a lot stronger on attack. On defense. They had a lot better communication on defense. Looks like right now it looks like the defenders are getting the picks that they need to. I mean, they've taken out Ninja Freak twice so far. He hasn't been able to be very successful on attack. And taking out Ninja Freak early, especially as your top fragger, I think that does take away a lot of what the attack is trying to do. And I said this was the same with the cash. It was the same with the cash defense. As soon as their initial strategy had fallen through, they're not fluid in order to kind of understand what they want to do afterwards. It looks like they didn't really expect to push down main stairs. It looks like they were expecting to kind of drop Moto and gain control of blue and gain control of Moto. And when they weren't able to do that, I think they were just like, all right, we'll push down main stairs. We'll try and get the wall into church, and try and plant behind bar. But I don't think he called out that he was planning. I think he just decided to plant, and even though you do want to get that diffuser down, if you don't have anybody around you in order to cover you, as soon as you get up from that plant, you are very vulnerable, and I think it's making it very difficult for the attackers to gain any sort of momentum there.
Maybe Sin is just, you know, looking at how the defense is played. We did see them lose the initial 2 rounds and then absolutely dominate the next 4 rounds on defense earlier. But that remains to be seen. So we're going to see a second floor hold here. Castle Barricade has already been meleeed, so that would be one less hit that the attackers need to put on it. Not sure why the melee was punched onto it.
You actually typically do see a lot of for the Castle Barricade in that goes right into my apologies, the Castle Barricade that goes into church. You do see a lot of people actually prep it in case they open up or in case they go into gym, so you don't have to use the animation to knock down the barricade. You can just punch it once and then rush right in. Prepping the barricade. Yeah, and it looks like the defense is not. They don't have a very strong. Looks like they don't have a very strong cash defense right now. Looks like they're going to be relying on the intel being called from whoever's on cams, and it doesn't look like nope. I stand corrected. The attack is going to try and make a decent push at cash right now. They're going. The IQ is going to be rotating into C.
I believe that was his own teammate's drone that he IQ just shot there. I can see based on the colors there. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there. But IQ will be able to open up the CC wall. That is actually a Mozzie drone there. So we'll be able to get that bit of gunfight going on there. C4 from below, not gonna catch anyone. Ninja Freak will be to get the kill onto Posers. Mac Daddy, a refrag on the Vanitas, and a second kill onto Ninja Freak. That will bring them to a 2-man advantage, and quickly the round will be won by Decoy as they win their gunfights. As you
Very,
see,
very curious from the attack right there. I think that Sin did a lot better on defense, but on attack, there's a lot of miscommunication. I don't think they're droning out the way they really want to. I think that they are really missing out on a lot of those genuinely free opportunities. If they were able to get a drone into cash, I think they would have been able to wallbang Mac Daddy on the castle, but they weren't able to, and Mac Daddy was able to get a triple kill on them that round. And I think that they collapse in where their strategies are. And if their strategy isn't working out the way they are, it seems like they're really trying to force it. And again, I'll say this and I'll say this again. I don't think they're as fluid on attack. I think they have a few strategies in mind, but as soon as those few strategies don't work out, they're really struggling to adapt as the round goes on. And the defenders, even being down from a 4-2 hole, the defenders Decoy Dreams are doing very, very well at making this very hard for Sin Esports in order to understand how they are defending, because they are switching it up. They are switching up the way they're doing certain holds, and I think it's leaving the attackers to kind of guess and try and figure things out as they go on. But that's making them very uncomfortable. I gotta say right now, I think that unless Sin can really take it back this round, I think Decoy is really controlling this game.
Right, exactly. As you mentioned, they only seem to have 1 or 2 strats in the book, and whenever you see one of your players get taken out, they just completely come to a stop, and they're just trying to figure out what they're going to do now with that one less player. And I think if Sin wants to win this, they need to be more flexible with their plays. They can't just completely come to a freeze whenever one of the player goes out, because that's a lot of time. We always see that whenever one of the players gets taken out, they just come to a freeze, and more than 30 seconds. They're just sitting outside the bomb site. They're not doing anything to pressure defense. And then it comes in the last 50 seconds. We're going to see the Ash actually rushing. He's going to be able to get one. He's going to be able to get the second. He will get the second and the third. A fourth. Will he be able to get the ace? And he will! A quick rush from into CC. Totally unexpected from Decoy Dreams. And
That is an effing attack, everybody. Oh my gosh, they decided that was just about as typical of an Ash round as you could ever get. He decided to just run right into sight, and holy crap. That is an Ash rush when you would ever see one. He was able to get 3 of those picks with his pistol. He went right into sight, got the control of cash, understood where all the defense were, and he understood that the defense was playing a little bit turtle that round, so he said, all right, fine, whatever. I'm just going to run right in. I'm just going to trust my aim. I'm going to get all those quick picks. And that was headshot after headshot after headshot. And holy crap, that is an ace from the Ash. I think that is one of the greatest plays we have seen in this tournament thus far. And
right as I was mentioning how Sin Esports was playing a bit too slow whenever they lost a player, I guess they wanted to prove me wrong. They just rush in there. Less than 20 seconds, they're going to take out the entire team just with one player.
yeah, I guess that's their new strategy. I guess Arthur was a little bit cold. He was only going 3 and 8 that round as the Ash, and I guess he decided, you know what? I'm an Ash main. Why am I taking this all so slow? I might just decide to do what I do best, and that is frag out, brain off, gun on, and go for it.
Gonna see the Cade play with the revolver here instead of the Han Solo gun.
5 seconds remaining.
It is my preference to play with the Han Solo gun, just just to get the kills in style.
Yeah, I don't play with the scoped pistol, honestly. I don't have very good aim, and I'd love to think that I'm Gottlieb or Spoit, but I know very, very well that I'm not either of those, and so I decided to stick what I'm good at, of using a pistol where I can hit my body shots from close range, be a little bit of a rat with those kills rather than trying to get those peaky small peaks or peaky long angles.
Maru now is already by oil. Not sure if the defenders are aware of that. They should be, with all the drones going around. It is barricaded, so she will have to break it, and essentially that will give away her position. Ash will be rushing down main stairs. Step in the goo mine. Gonna have to fall back for a bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're...
Sin Esports is just gonna try for a more aggressive push again. Almost getting taken out there by play from Blue as he was just trying to get some shots onto the Maru, I believe. He's gonna get flashed, but nothing's gonna really land anywhere to blind him. He does have the ADS there to help support him. A lot of utilities being used here in Blue. Ash will be rushing. Will be going down the main stairs, down the hallway, but will be taken out. A double kill from Mac Daddy playing the Jaeger, I believe, onto the Ash and Thatcher. And now you're basically unable to open any of the electrified hatch. The bandit focus will be able to get a kill, and Mac Daddy will finish it off with a headshot onto the last player. Very quick, very clean. That will be a flawless round for Decoy Dreams. That would be match point.
Nasty little burst that they got Mac Daddy there. He was able to just kind of peek through and get that nice little angle, nice little pick right there. I gotta say that the attack really did cool off maybe a little bit. It looks like Ninja Freak's gonna try and get some of that Ash magic going on. I actually Just kidding. Arthur's going to try and make something work with that again. And definitely a very, very interesting round. It looks like the attack has only been successful when I think they've really only been successful when the defense has made mistakes. Like when the defense made the mistake of holding Cash CC, and it looks like we're gonna be going back to Cash CC again. This might be some flashbacks for the defense. I think they're gonna have to expect that Ash Rush again. But it looks like the attack is trying to capitalize on the defense's mistakes, and the defense isn't making that many mistakes. And I think that they aren't gaining control necessarily. It looks like all they're doing is trying to find where it's a very weird attack where it's not like they're trying to poke holes in the defense. It looks like they're trying to find holes that already exist there, and the defense is not giving them it. The defense is very well coordinated, and they aren't adjusting based off that. I mean, minus that absolutely insane Ash Rush. That Ash Rush was only made possible because they had nobody holding construction. They had nobody holding the construction side, so Ash was able to just run in and do what he wanted. So
I'm gonna see a spawn peek here. I don't think he's gonna find anyone. That's nobody's gonna spawn there. He's gonna hit the rappel, goes out, not gonna see the player. See that he will find the Ash, but trade a bit of shots. Not gonna get any hits for now. He'll fall back to blue stairs, I believe, and just sit there for a bit, wait for the attackers to push him.
yeah, we got a Maro coming in.
She is gonna go up the hatch. I believe the construction wall is gonna get opened up by Hibana there. Hibana can see the X-Kairos charge by first kill from Kudaku on Arthur. That would be your Ash gone. Second one from Extreme onto Leo, and that would be your Hibana.
Yeah, two very crucial picks. Arthur not able to get that insane rush in again, and you lose some of your hard breaching potential with the Hibana off the board, and so definitely a very curious round for the attackers right now as we're having a gunfight with the Amaru. And
Hansu will get a kill onto Extreme. That'll be onto your mute. That's probably one of your Nitro gone, but not too much of a loss on the defense side here, as they still have the smoke and Nitro from Focus playing Bandit there. Another minute and 10 left. The attack will have to start pushing the site, and with Focus playing down below, Nitro's gonna go up, not gonna find anyone. Pazu's gonna get a second onto Mac Daddy. That's your Jaeger. He's gonna go for the plant. Bandit's still so far from sight. Posers will get a kill onto Ninja Freaks, but the plant will go down. And Focus trying to get back to sight here from bedroom, but they will know where he is. Let's say 2v3. Posers get down, will stim himself, but will be killed off again.
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser. Defenders win.
And I think, yeah, they were able to down Defenders, and they were able to defuse the bomb, and that would be the win for Decoy Dreams.
Yeah, I gotta give it up to Decoy. Way to bring it back. They were down 4-2 into the half, and they were really able to capitalize on their defense. They really had the strategies they wanted there. They weren't able to give any holes for the holes for the attack to push in, and that was a very, very well done game by Decoy. I mean, Sin was a very strong opponent, but Sin seemed to kind of heat up on defense, and then on attack just struggled immensely in order to kind of get something to work. Other than the Ash Rush, that was the only thing that really worked, and that's just because of a huge hole in the defense that was read very well. Giving us probably one of the best clips of our tournament so far. I think that was a very good match. I really got to give it up to Decoy. They brought it back. They stuck to what they knew. They were able to again crawl out of a 4-2 hole and really show what they were about. I don't know if you have anything to add, James.
Yeah, I think I agree exactly with what you said there. Not much I can add on there. But yeah, it will be exciting to see Decoy moving forward up in the bracket. As I
Yeah.
believe they will be playing. Let me just check. Decoy will be playing the winner of the match between KL11 Esports and Never Diamonds. However, Never Diamonds has dropped out of the tournament, and there will be a team who will replace Never Diamonds.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be going on to face whoever will be replacing Never Diamonds, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see them move forward a little bit. I think that they came back a lot on that defense, and they were looking like a very solid team. They looked like they played very similar to how Team Heat had played against Sangford Esports. But yeah, it was a great match today. We are going to be having 2 matches tomorrow, James. I don't know if you want to talk about those at all.
Tomorrow's match, I believe, will be Division A, which will be between Psing Ignite and Virtual 5 Esports, I believe. Yes, that is correct. And a Division B game between the KL11 Esports and the replacement for Never Diamonds, which will be the 10 p.m. game.
Yeah, they should be 2 very exciting matches. And just as a heads up for all of our viewers out there, this is going to be the last match with this microphone. I'm getting a new headset, so I won't be sounding like a dying robot for the rest of the matches casting moving forward. I want to thank everybody for joining our stream today. Very exciting matches that we've had. The first match was a little bit more one-sided, but this past one we got to see Decoy really light it up in the second half and really do a great job. And we also were able to get probably one of the best picks, seeing a very traditional Ash Rush. I don't know if you have any other closing remarks. Thank you everybody for joining us today.
Yep. Thank you for joining us today, and do tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Division A game.
All alive. The devil's in the detail, lingered inside. Oh, a holy crime. But how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. everything that brought me alive.